Just like the previous example, guys, which required us to use the sine rule and the cosine rule, this is going to be another mammoth question. Let's have a look at this, and just to reiterate, I'm going to assume that you know the sine rule and also the cosine rule confidently for doing this question. I'm not going to explain those in detail. I'm going to assume, like I say, that you already know how to use them. Let's have a look. This question says, calculate the size of angle ABD. Angle ABD, guys, we're going to go from A to B to D, so that is going to be this angle here in our triangle. How are we going to do it? Well, first off, let's look at our triangle ABD, and see what information we're given. We can see that we have one side length here, we have another side length here, and that is actually all of the information that we have for ABD. We know that if we have all three of the side lengths for a triangle, we can use the cosine rule to work out any of the angles. So straight away we're thinking, can we work out this side length here, side length BD? In order to do that, we're going to look over at the right-hand triangle and we're going to see what information we have. We can see that we have one angle down here and the opposite side length, and then we have another angle down here of 50, and the opposite side length to that is actually the side length that we need in order to use the cosine rule for the other formula. For the other triangle, I should say. Let's work this out then. Let's use the sine rule, let's work out BD and take it from there. So, two pairs of opposites, we have 68 and 8.4. Let's label 68 capital A, 8.4 lowercase a, and then let's label uppercase B as the 50-degree angle, and the side length opposite that is going to be lowercase b. Doesn't matter which one's A, which one's B, guys, but we have to make sure that uppercase A is opposite lowercase a and uppercase B is opposite lowercase b. We also have to make sure that our lowercase letters are our side lengths and our uppercase letters are our angles. Let's write out our sine rule then, guys, and we're going to be using the version where the lowercase letters are on the top. We have A over sine A equals B over sine B. Next step, guys, we're going to substitute in our values and rearrange to find the value of B. So we're going to have 8.4 over sine 68 is equal to the other opposites, B over sine of 50. To rearrange this to make B the subject, guys, we're going to have to multiply both sides of our equation by sine 50. That is because B is currently being divided by sine 50. So to get the B on its own, we multiply both sides by sine 50. Now, to save a little bit of space, I'm going to write this below, then rub out the one on top and move it upwards. So we're going to get that B is equal to 8.4 over sine of 68 times by sine of 50. Like I say, I'm just going to quickly rub out what we have on top. In your exam, of course, you would leave that information there, and then we can move this up. Next step, guys, let's use our trusty calculator and calculate the value of B. So we're going to have 8.4 divided by sine of 50, and then, divided by sine of 68, I should say. Need to be very careful, guys. And then we're going to multiply that by sine of 50. We bring that into our calculator, and we're going to get that B is equal to 6.94 to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to rub about B on our diagram and write in 6.94. Next step, guys, how are we going to work out the size of angle ABD? We're going to have to use our cosine rule. And in particular, we're going to have to use the cosine rule, which is optimized for working out the angle. What is that? How do we get it? I'll quickly go through this again, even though I did go through it a few videos ago. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our regular cosine rule. We have a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. And then we're going to rearrange this to make uppercase A the subject. At the moment, we have minus 2bc cos A. We don't really like that, so we're going to actually add 2bc cos A to both sides of our equation. We're going to get 2bc cos A equals, and then I'm also, in this step, going to subtract a squared from both sides of the equation, again, just to save a little bit of space. If you're not sure how to do this, or if this is a little bit confusing, watch the video a few videos ago, which goes through this method in detail for rearranging this cosine rule. So we have 2bc cos A equals b squared plus c squared minus a squared. What we did there, guys, was add 2bc cos a to both sides and subtract a squared from both sides. Now, guys, to make cos a the subject, we're going to divide both sides by 2bc, and that is because cos a is currently being multiplied by 2bc. What are we going to get? We're going to get that cos of a is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. Now what we can do, guys, is we can substitute our values of a, b, and c into this equation and then rearrange to find our missing angle. Let's do it now. I'm just going to rub out this little bit of working out for us to make things a little bit clearer. I'm going to move this formula up a bit, just like so. Guys, this is a longer one than normal. Let's see what we can do. The next question becomes which angles and which side lengths are we going to label with our uppercase a, our lowercase b, c, and a. Whenever we're dealing with the cosine rule, guys, the uppercase a is always going to be given to the angle that we're trying to work out or that we're given in the question. In this case, we're trying to work out the size of angle ABD, so that is going to be the angle that we're going to label A. This, by the way, has nothing to do with the fact that this point is currently labeled A. We just have to kind of ignore that. We can also ignore this one that we've labeled A down here. We're now dealing with a new triangle, so we have a new set of A, B, and C. So we're going to label that angle that we want as A. And then what we need to make sure is that the side length opposite that angle is our lowercase a. So we're going to label this one lowercase a, and then the other two sides, guys, are going to be our b and our c, and it doesn't matter which one is which. So we're going to label the 6.5 as b, and also the, where is it, 6.94 as our C. I'm going to quickly go over this stuff in green, guys, just to make it a little bit clearer, because I know there's a lot going on in this question. This is the information that we're now dealing with. Okay, substituting these values in, then what are we going to get? We're going to get the cos of our angle, and we're going to leave that as a for now, is equal to b squared plus c squared, so 6.5 squared, plus, and we're going to move this down a little bit. So we have 6.5 squared plus 6.94 squared minus 5 squared over 2 times by b times by c, so times by 6.5 times by 6.94. And then, guys, to get the value of a, what do we have to do? At the moment, we have the value of cos a. It's this entire expression over here. To find a, then, we're going to have to do inverse cos, or cos to the minus 1 of both sides. Again, just to save a little bit of room here, I'm going to do that on this same line of working out. So we do it to the left-hand side, and we're just left with a. We're going to have a equals, and then we're going to have cos to the minus 1 of this entire thing here. This is a mammoth, guys. If you're watching on the vertical video, my head has gone a little bit in front of it. Let me just move out of the way so you can see it there. Let's bring this into our calculator then and see what we get. So we're going to have a equals, and then getting our calculator out, we're going to hit shift cos. We're going to hit the fraction button, and we're going to do 6.5 squared plus 6.94 squared minus 5 squared over 2 times by 6.5 times by 6.94, and then we're going to move right, we're going to close those brackets, we're going to click equals, and guys, we're going to get 43.53 as our answer. 43.53 to 2 decimal places. That, guys, is going to be our answer to this question. An absolute mammoth. Feel free to watch that one again. So much going on. If that did make sense for you, good job, because that was tricky.